ass nigga, what you do today? Broke ass nigga, what you do today? The young OG, bitch, I talk more shit than Dawgface.
The most dangerous voice in Detroit is running all over the YouTube streets. You better look over your shoulder, because you never know who or what's going to get it next. Because Dawgface TV is in the area.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, people. My name is Dawgface Calderon. This is the YouTube streets. Now, I know we've been gone because the YouTube street members, we're world travelers. And on this episode, we have everybody's favorite drink.
Here you go.
We have everybody's favorite drink. We have every hood nigga's favorite alcoholic beverage.
You just gotta do this every time.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We have who that is.
You that I'm not for every hood nigga. I'm a special.
Hey, Boogie, how you on here twice, bro? What the fuck is you doing?
I don't know why I did that. I was only on there once. His AI, he over there, he drunk, he cloning himself.
I don't know.
He on there cloning himself and shit.
Bro, I don't know what it's doing, bro.
You gotta know.
Hey, it's always good to see two of me anyway.
Not quite. Not so much. Not really.
Oh, for real?
Right.
All right.
Like white people say, not so much. Hey, listen, the YouTube streets is in full effect. Henny.
Yes.
Will you introduce yourself? Because it's been a while. We've been moving and shaking and moving. Will you please do what I asked you to do one time? Please. I'm saying please.
Okay, because you said please.
Yes.
What's popping, everybody? It's your girl, that girl, Henny.
Right.
And I'm over here chilling on the YouTube streets.
Right. And then we have everybody's favorite, or least favorite uncle.
What up, though? You feel me?
That's all you got to say is that.
It's Juice from Beat Factory 313. You feel me?
He said, nigga, that's it.
Right. You tired? What you doing over there, bro?
Well, fuck it then. I got it. We got Uncle Juice in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's favorite uncle. You cross Juice, you done crossed everybody.
That part.
You feel?
Nigga, don't play with Uncle Juice. Then you got a nigga like me. Public figure Boogie. Mr. Time to go to work.
Time to go to work.
I done went and got cleaned up. I got tired of looking like Wolf, man. So hopefully now I can give me some hoes.
He stopped drinking Henny. You feel me?
Hey, Boogie, I don't think you're supposed to be calling women hoes, Boogie. I don't think you're supposed to be doing that. I'm just saying.
Not in this day.
I mean that in a good way.
Right. I mean,
that in a good way.
I don't know if
you gonna find yourself in a damn Rico. You keep it up.
Yeah, you gonna get Cassie. You gonna get Cassie. Can't be calling no women hoes. Can't be doing that.
You go get the Diddy treatment.
Hey, listen. Welcome to the YouTube street. We've been going. I've been moving around, man. It is all my fault. It's nobody else's fault except mine, right? But the members of the YouTube street been dropping major content, and I'm proud of everybody. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my show. The YouTube streets don't belong to Dawgface. The YouTube street is a collective of minds, of brilliant minds. We're all YouTubers and podcasters, and we all journalists, and I use that in the loosest. I think Henny's association with the YouTube streets has really turned us into real.
Look, it cut him off.
I'm cut off. What happened?
I don't know. You back, but it just.
I think us being in association with Henny has really turned us up because Henny has been in New York covering the Sean P. Diddy Combs trial. Henny, how did you find yourself back in Gotham City?
You feel?
Well, before I moved from New York, I had said that I was going to cover this trial. So when the trial came up, I flew up.
Did you rekindle? Did you rekindle any of those old them Bronx and them Harlem flames? That
Yonkers.
Hey, Henny.
That has nothing to do with the content.
Hey, oh, you don't want to talk about that?
That has nothing to do with the content.
You ain't going to New York no more. So last time you went to New York, you came back with twins.
Now don't go spreading them seeds. You see how you start? I said, please, I was being there. You see how you be
20 years ago. That's 20 years ago.
Spread them rumors and
that's 20 years. Yeah, we that's 20 years ago. Hey. So let's get right into it.
Look, and keep cutting him off when he getting ready to get in some bullshit.
They cut me off real. I ain't here. Where am I at? Y'all can't hear me? Okay, so
let's cut it off on this end.
Screen get to buffering.
Okay, because I got a cheap ass computer. I ain't got no money like that. So listen, let's get right into it, man, because we have a lot of things to discuss. There's a lot of issues at hand since the last time we reconvened. 1090 Jake. It's been about 2 weeks ago now. 1090 Jake, he did an expose like he does, in which he basically accused Larry Hoover of being a rat based on some newspaper articles about a shooting that took place in a high school back in the mid 1960s, in which he stated that the newspaper stated that Larry Hoover told on the people who shot him. The person who shot Larry Hoover, who got locked up for it, he came out and he said that it's absolutely not true. There's no legal documents, and as of date, 1090 Jake has not come back to clarify or to clear up anything about what he said about Larry Hoover. 99% of what he said, or 100% of what he said, he gleaned that from a newspaper article. I don't know if it's the Chicago Sun-Times, the Tribune, or what have you, but there's been no factual basis to justify even. I can see today taking the newspaper article, but do we just take newspaper articles from the 1960s when we understand the political landscape and the urban environment across the country and how newspapers, specifically in the 1960s, they're still used as tools of the government now, but they were really used as COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program that was aimed at trying to destroy the Black Liberation Army, the BLA, the Panther Party, SNCC, and every other civil rights and human rights organization. The newspapers were the enemy of Black people, which is why Black communities across the country they form their own Black newspapers.
Facts.
So
the newspaper, look, the newspaper, it got one job and it only had one job. And that one job is just what Rollo said. Make it juicy. That's it. They got stories to break. You hear me? They got stories to break. You break the story, you get as much of the info as you can that's on point, and you turn it. You lie about it. You know what I'm saying? You need it to go as far as you can get it to go. And they've been doing it since the beginning of time. It's not gonna change.
So what?
I've been in the newspaper before.
All right. So hey Henny, so why do you think that 1090 Jake, who fancies himself as an investigative journalist, and I'm using that term loosely, why do you think that 1090 Jake, on the backdrop of Donald Trump, did he pardon or did he pardon Larry Hoover from a federal sentence? Why do you think that 1090 Jake would risk his reputation, what reputation he does have, reporting a story like that when there is no legal documentation? There's no legal documentation. A newspaper article is not legal documentation. Henny, why do you think 1090 Jake would risk his reputation that's already sullied, so to speak? And why do you think he would risk running a file of the GD Nation in order to report on a non-story like that? What do you think that's what that was about, Henny?
That goes to show that he's not as good of an investigative journalist as he thought he was, because he should have went and did his digging and did his research and due diligence. Why he would do it, I don't know what the agenda is. But I'm actually surprised, especially being that there's rumors of him being a snitch.
But
That
that,
people are even still paying him any attention.
yeah, he still has a powerful voice because his YouTube platform. I think he's over 1 million subs, and I think that he has a cult following of people who want to hear what he has to offer. But I would have thought that he would have been more cautious than that because
that's why he knows all the play. You feel me? Because you see his work and he do very, very thorough work and dig deep. And for him to do this so loosely off a newspaper article, this came from Whack 100 Bozo's ass. Whack geek 1090 Jacob with the theory of 1090 Jake had just dropped his flag. So he was about to get flack from that any motherfucking way. So 1090 Jake trying to team up with the bigger YouTubers anyway. They got their own little thing. Whack 100, 21 Jump Street, Vlad, Trap LaRoss. You feel me? So they got a little thing. They going to all the big Europeans. You feel me? So what he doing is dropping the gang thing, getting into that alliance. 1090J. He leave the gang thing alone. He go get into that coalition now. So what Wack did was gave him that to drop, so Wack could play the good cop, bad cop. So now Wack come right along. With hours later, he got the interview from old boy who was the shooter.
Right on time.
He get the shooter and Wack make it like he brought this and say Larry Hoover name. Why? Because Wack 100 and that lady is holding a very important documentary Larry Hoover gave earlier in his prime, that he gave a lady a documentary interview of his life story, which he then turned around and wouldn't let this lady release that. So Wack 100 and that lady been trying to release that and hold that over GD head. So that's why Wack 100 had a big thing with Jay Prince down there out of Houston. You feel me?
Yeah. It, like you just said, it is especially strange that Wack 100, as manipulative and as calculating as he is, would even come to Larry Hoover's defense when we all know that he said some very outrageous things about Larry Hoover and about Jay Prince, Jay Prince has been, like, I think the lead representative of
Larry
for Larry for the last 2 decades or more. All right. Mm-hmm. So when you, if I had to take a stab at this, 1090 Jake is more calculated than this. He's not sloppy like this. So instead of looking at this, what happened on the face value, still taking it for face value, we got to look at what the underlying, like you guys allude, there's an underlying play. There's an overlay for underplay going on here because it doesn't make any sense. And Wack, since when does Wack run to Larry Hoover's defense?
When Larry Hoover has something that's profitable for him.
Right, it's beneficial for him.
So
that's why he spoke.
90 Jake to run the play, have Wack come in and play the savior. He gets out, he go on Wack platform. Wack is such a good dude. Next thing you know, Wack got his life rights.
So
he would never in a million years allow Wack 100, as choppy and as distasteful as Wack's entire life is and his journey is. He would
give him his life right.
Bro, he would never. He ain't Big Meech. He ain't slow like that. He ain't slow like that. That ain't gonna happen, right? So we all agree that this whole thing with 1090 Jake, right? So do we just take newspaper art? So see, here's the thing: 1090 Jake he's not black. So 1090 Jake he's not a student of history either, outside of all the shit that he's into, which is nothing. He has no real substantive history. He's not black. Growing up in an environment where you're around black people doesn't make you black. It doesn't mean that you are subjected to or that you can really enjoy or appreciate the black struggle. That's one. Number two,
he started banging in jail. It wasn't on the outside.
Number two. So when he reported that the information that he got came from a newspaper article in the 1960s, he's too young to understand and he's not knowledgeable enough to understand that the newspapers in the urban cities across the country in the 1960s, they were an extension of the federal government, federal, state, and local law enforcement. So for you to take a newspaper article, I'm really having a hard time that he didn't try to cross-reference any information, that he didn't dig, because all this shit is a matter of public record. Had Larry Hoover did what he said or what he alluded to, then it would have been some matter of court documentation to verify that. It would have been some police reports. It would have been some court transcripts. It would have been something.
But see, that's the problem right there. Normally, 1090 Jake would go and look at the records. So him taking a newspaper article over going and looking through the court docs is highly suspicious and suspect.
It's highly suspicious and suspect. Let me repeat that. It is high. So we know there's some agenda here. We know there's some agenda here. Hey, listen, you welcome to the YouTube streets. So 1090 Jake, them GDs gonna get
we know you running the play.
We know you running the play tonight, Jake. And we know that Whack Keisha, 3-Finger Whack, is behind it. We know that you guys are formed a consortium. Whack 100, 1090 Jake, Ceddy Nash. They're all a part of it. So Whack 100, he don't have a loose booty cannon no more, loose lips cannon. He ain't got Brick Baby to play off of and play good cop, bad cop with anymore. You know what I'm saying? So now he needs a new entourage. So he went and got Ceddy Nash. And Ceddy Nash, despite all the success that he has had with YouTube, he fell right in line and right in sync with Whack's whole explosion.
Wait a minute. See, now that you mentioned Ceddy Nash, I used to rock with Ceddy Nash, but I be seeing him do little weird things like how he just took Woody on the set. Now, I'm not no banger, but since Ceddy is, how's his computer calculating? He took him on the set. I guess YouTube then got to his head. Big U locked up. If Big U was out, I don't think he would have did that. What you think, doggy?
He definitely wouldn't have done no shit like that. He definitely wouldn't have. That is a definite no. He would have did no shit like that. But
unless look what he checked in, what he paid.
I mean,
some had a problem with it. Like, you do what you do on the internet, but by no means do you take them to the set. You get what I'm saying? You don't mix that business. They over there doing what they doing. You gonna take them right over there after seeing what he done did.
Listen, so I mean, YouTube space has always been a kind of like a weird space because you can be anybody. You can say you are anybody. You can say you are anything. You can kind of like build your background, just like in the world of rap. You can say who you are without really offering any real proof, right? You can purport or report or present yourself as a hood lawyer. Never been in jail, never been in prison, never fought no real case, right? You can present yourself to be anything you want to be on YouTube, just like you can on social media. Ceddy Nash, when I saw him buddying, when I saw him rubbing booty cheeks back to back with Whack 100, I said to myself, why would you join forces with somebody who you know is of question?
Took down your set.
Why? Why would you do that? Why would you
took down your set?
Why would you dim your light in order to join forces in any way with a motherfucker, a character like Whack 100? That don't make no sense. How was it beneficial to you? Don't make no sense. And then we know that 1090 Jake and Ceddy Nash have had a buddy relationship wherein which they have not exposed their own wrongdoings. It was revealed that Ceddy Nash, a crime had took place somewhere in California, I'm assuming, which is where he's from. I think he's from the Sacramento area, I believe. and he allowed himself to be interviewed by the police. Did you guys see that?
I did. I think it.
I didn't see it.
He said he got paid for it. Is that what he said?
I guess he's trying to say that it was none of it was true. It was fake. It was fake news. It wasn't a real situation. It was all. I'm thinking he's saying it was a publicity stunt of some form, of some sort. Don't make sense to me, but that is what he's trying to allude to, that it was a publicity stunt and none of it was true.
No, he done some police ass shit. That's all that is, and he can't get out of that.
So that's how he want to go out. He want to go out like that.
That's how he want to go out, bro. That's how he want to go out. That's how he want to go
Ceddy,
out.
nigga, is you cool?
But what was the point? You feel me? What was the point of it?
What was the point of standing in front of the police and reporters? Excuse me. And where I'm from, the reporters are an extension of law enforcement, because the reporters are the first ones on the scene, sometimes even before the law enforcement, by and large, right? Before the investigation really starts to kick in, you see the news media, they already there interviewing people, trying to get the what, when, how, and why. And then I know you understand that when they get this information, that they're going to hand this information over to the police, and they don't even have to hand it over to the police, because when they interview you about who shot who and which way did they go and what was they driving, the police are watching this shit. So you're giving the most important part of an investigation, we know, is the first 48 hours after the crime takes place. This is when everything is really up in the air. And if you can get as much information as you possibly can in the first 40 hours, it increases the likelihood that you can solve the case or get to the bottom of what happened. So when you're on the scene of a crime that just took place and the news media has a microphone in your face and they're asking you about which way did they go, who was it, what do you think happened? The what do you think happens, the which way did they go, the who it was, the what it was, all that shit is material evidence and material information that police can use to build the foundation of a case. How in the world could Sexyy Nash, the self-proclaimed hood street lawyer, not know that? And he responded to the YouTube streets. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
He responded.
But we know the number one rule is when the news come and the police come, what our parents say, get in the house, don't say nothing to them. You got the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. He up there trying to help them solve a case. News reporters there trying to help solve the case. You feel me?
Man, I know old ladies that close the door on the news people. So you telling me if Ceddy seen the news pull up and he was in the house, he would have ran straight to the door like
rolling 60s. He rolling 60s.
Come on in.
Don't start that rolling 60 shit, Juice.
Ain't that's what he took Lil Woody to his neighborhood? Then he say he from the he 60s or something.
I don't fucking know. I mean, at this point, I don't fucking know what the fuck is.
But Woody, Ceddy, I took him to be an intelligent person for a long time until this Woody situation. Even the news situation, I'm like, this nigga, he talk too much. What's going on? But I still took the nigga to be intelligent in many ways. But taking Woody on the set, that blew my computer like, nigga, why would you think that was okay? You know what I'm saying? Like,
what did he take him to?
I keep saying all this weird ass shit. Keep my name out your mouth.
Additionally, I'm already saying this right now. I apologize.
Always outside, bitch ass. Real shit, real talk.
Additionally, I'm already saying this right now. I I apologize.
I'm not no internet geek. Not at all.
Instantly, I'm already saying this right now. I apologize.
Yeah, run around with an OG, you know me. Fat boy smoke a OG with the dope lean, fofo to the police. Listen, never give a hoe with a OD as I proceed
To the hood. That's number one. I talked to all the older homies that I need to and everything. We all straight. Everything is good. What y'all seen was somebody that I rock with that's like family to me. Seeing my brothers and how we do stuff in LA, because I didn't want anything to happen to Woody while he was in LA. I wanted to make sure that everything was good. And instantly, I'm already saying this right now. I apologize. I talked to all the homies, bro. We was, you know what I'm saying, was understood. Ain't got to be said or anything like that. Everything is already addressed. We done already handled it. It's all good. But if the whole hood don't agree, that's it. It don't matter. Ceddy Nash ain't bigger than the program. None of that. My brothers are standing with me because that's what it is.
What you mean it don't matter? So if everybody else, so you called a couple of homies and you spoke about it, which I believe that you had to send some bread. You ran fast. You're not in LA no more. You got up out of there. You ran fast. You ran fast.
Hey, listen, I mean, this is just another era that Ceddy Nash has made. This is another bad play or judgment. One was joining forces with Wack 100 in any way, especially after you had just watched him set up members of the Rolling 60s and walk them idiots into RICO indictments. What say you, Henny?
You always be what say you, Henny. Why I can't go last? I mean, personally, look, I don't know what went on behind closed doors and who said what and who okayed and all of that, but I thought we all watched the YSL trial and we all saw what happened on that. So why would you even bring him to where shit is going down at like it's cool?
That nigga Ceddy Nash is not a real nigga. Being from a hood don't make you a gangster. Being from a hood full of gangsters and gangbanging and gangster shit, where gangster shit happens, doesn't make everybody who's from a particular hood a part of that. And what he did by bringing Woody, right, was taking the YouTube shit one step too far, thinking that the YouTube shit equated to real street shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious.
But see, how they try to justify it is they try to say Woody helped Thug them. He was just acting. Okay, we not just talking about Woody case with Thug them. He was ratting on. Woody was cooperating. If you watch the case, he was cooperating with the police before the Thug them case. He been cooperating with that lady and that guy. You feel me? Working deals behind closed doors. So he's the known motherfucking rat. We can't forget that. So why would that gang, if that was a real gang, why would y'all accept him coming in y'all neighborhood? The whole world just seeing him tell him. So why would y'all get out there on social media acting like it's cool and it's cool to be around a motherfucker like Woody when he's no motherfucking earthly good? Not because he helped solve crimes. He was part of motherfucking crimes, and then when it's conveniently get his ass in trouble, he conveniently want to tell on other crimes. That's a motherfucking rat. Now, a law-abiding citizen supposed to report crimes in their neighborhood. But when you are a criminal and you willingly participate in it, and you tell the police some shit, that's the form of rat. That is a motherfucking rat. So you was a piece of shit when you agree with the underworld to abide by the rules of the underworld and go against the constitutional rules and play the game, and then you start informing the police on what's going on to save your motherfucking ass from going to jail. You feel me? He's a motherfucking rat. So ain't no way he supposed to be accepted in no underworld shit at all. Never. You might as well start taking 6ix9ine and all the rest of them motherfuckers to the block. The fuck is going on? Y'all motherfuckers on the block like it's cool. That's why motherfuckers in the game feel so comfortably telling.
The whole 60
And I
loop, though,
motherfucking
Juice.
time.
You see the whole 60
Is
loop.
this another black eye for the Crip organization from LA? Is
Yes.
this another black eye?
Exactly.
This worse than a black eye. This worse than a black eye. You might as well go ahead, fold it up, throw it in the garbage, because this is grade A garbage right here. You got the 60s over here, and they letting all this go down with one man. There's 3 situations that we had just talked about, and ain't nobody whoop his ass. Where the DP at? At some point, you can't even pay your way out of this, nigga. Like, we gonna have to touch you, cause nigga, that's 3 different situations. You got people able to sit and speak on our organization because you doing cornball shit outside of this nation, nigga. You know what I mean?
I got a question for you. Why are the Crips so enamored and so in love with Whack 100? Ceddy Nash, who supposed to be a Crip, I didn't know that. But now that here's another Crip who's falling under the spell of Whack 100. Ceddy Nash
They love Whack.
What the fuck is going on out there?
The views and
That's the
opinions.
60s kryptonite. That nigga is the 60s kryptonite, nigga.
Well,
Whack got their number.
hold on, because y'all talking about politics and all that other stuff. I'm not in this conversation. I'm not going to comment on this. I'm out of that conversation.
Yeah, well, I still want the goddamn question asked. I still need to know why. Okay, let me say it like this: when the whole Crips nation, whether you a 60s, whether you neighborhood, no matter what branch you fly your flag under, if you Crippin', period, from LA to Rome, wouldn't having a relationship with Whack 100 be a red flag? No pun intended. Wouldn't that be a red flag to you? Wouldn't you be upset? So
I thought they was ops.
I mean, honestly, Whack has an obsession when it comes down to Crips. If you want to be real about it, everybody that he basically is trying to call himself secretly doing a victory lap about has been some type of Crip, but he's no friend to no set. It's not just one set or another. He's no friend to no set. He's not even a friend to himself. He's not even a friend to his minions. Like,
I would agree.
He's self-centered and self-serving. So I can't just say one set or another. One set when it's others. What I will say is he knows who to go after. Anybody that sits next to Whack is clearly intelligently inferior to him. He doesn't sit next to people who are intelligent superior to him or who are equal to him. Everybody has to be beneath him in order for him to run his plays. He can't run his plays on everybody. He know who to fuck with. He know who to go after. He know who he can game. So at this point, he picks the weak one of the litter every time. When you end up trying to go after him or you sever ties with him, you're going to end up jammed up. And I'm going to say it. Everybody knows it. He's the reason that Big U got caught up in that damn Rico. I'm not saying Big U was intelligently inferior to him. He was actually intelligently superior to him because he was moving about it the way he should, not engaging in internet beefs, etc., etc. But he had to run the play that he ran on Big U because he was the biggest threat. You take somebody like a loose cannon, hell, a 600 who's still up underneath him. Them niggas was slow bus Bobbies sitting in the back.
Say it again. You feel me?
So anybody that chooses to sit around him, especially after this Big U Rico, you get what you deserve. And that's just Ceddy Nash gonna find out the hard way.
And he target people who trying to come up. So they thinking they could come up off getting the whack. But if they look at his track record, what happened to everybody that fucks with him? So how can you jump in that line? And what you say, Dawgface?
Ceddy ain't thugging though. Hey, ain't nothing gonna happen to Ceddy. Ceddy ain't thugging.
What you say, Dawg?
Ceddy ain't thugging.
I don't think he's ever been thugging.
You can look at that lame.
Ceddy ain't thugging. Ain't nothing gonna happen to Ceddy.
Ceddy ain't. You can look at the way his facial expressions and tell that he ain't never had a real angry moment that meant anything to anybody from any hood from coast to coast. That nigga ain't doing no thugging. He too flawed. And then you watch Whack 100 single-handedly take pieces from your organization and then force an indictment to happen using people. I would have thought, I've never heard Say Nash be critical of 600 and Loose Cannon and even Brick Baby for that matter. And they all rolling 60s. How in the fuck could you not have an opinion about how Whack 100 played them? Not only do you not have an opinion about it, but you fell right in line once those clowns got locked up for telling on their fucking self. It is what it is. Hey, Say Nash. I'm gonna need your Crip card, player.
Fuck Whack 100 and his fuck boy crew.
I'm gonna need your Crip card. Hey, listen, Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion. We've had information on top of information on top of information to come out. I think just the general, even the casual observer of what took place between Megan, Kelsey, and Tory, I think it is really in question now in a real way. So the only question is what in the fuck was Tory Lanez attorneys doing? And why did they not offer or present a workable, meaningful defense in his behalf? Why didn't Tory testify on his own behalf? Why was he silent? If we know all these things now, why did he not present those things for his own defense then? Why?
I don't know. That's been a question that I've had myself, because when Tory filed for his appeal, I went through the paperwork on my channel and I'm just like, well, why didn't this happen? And why didn't that happen? For example, why wasn't everybody who was in that vehicle GSR'd and fingerprinted? Everybody was not.
But see,
because how does everything fall on one person when you got an eyewitness who was third party watching what happened, gave you a description of what was going on, and you could tell by the way everybody, heights and all of that, everybody who the guy Mr. Kelly was talking to.
This shit was by design.
So
see, the thing is, because you hire a lawyer, Dawgface like I know. Just because you hire a lawyer don't mean he working for you.
But at the same time, here's the biggest piece of the puzzle for me that nobody has been able to answer. And understand this, I'm gonna say this before anybody start their bullshit. I am not for violence against women, specifically women of color. I'm not for that, because I stand on the fact that we are the most unprotected species on the planet. But when it comes down to this whole situation, if you're going to charge Tory, why isn't Kelsey being charged? Why was Kelsey given immunity? Because you're given immunity when you have guilt. You're given immunity so that you don't go to jail and you could tell on the situation and yourself and not go to prison. She got immunity and then got up there and pled the fifth. What is Kelsey hiding?
You don't get immunity for something that you have no culpability in. Immunity is only presented to you if you played some role in the criminal activity that took place.
Right.
Why in the fuck does Kelsey need immunity?
Because she was playing a part, a willing participant.
And why it's not any consequences after the fact, because it's all coming out, it's all finna pan out. Why there ain't no consequences for lying assholes?
Now we told you about calling. Now didn't Henny just tell you about calling women hoes, Boogie?
Spoke to you about that.
But what if they liars though? If they liars, it should be cool.
That's a good question. Hey Henny, that's a good question. Sidebar. Since we talking legalese.
If they liars, it should be cool.
Henny, if black women have proven to be some lying bitches, is it then okay and all right to call them hoes and bitches?
No, you call them liars.
Right.
That ain't enough.
You gotta add something else. See, look, liar don't hit like
Well,
look,
then
liar, hoe,
over there.
what? Bitch, liar.
So
see, it don't hit the same.
Bitch a hoe to it?
Tell you like this, there's some lies going on, and
right?
It's very obvious that there's lies going on, and right now everybody got their own ass to save in all of this, because should they take this back to a retrial, should it get a second examination on it, and it comes out that yes, y'all overlooked some evidence, no, y'all didn't handle this properly, and yes, Kelsey is supposed to be getting some charges, and here's the real story, Megan's ass is going to get hit with perjury.
Real spill.
You think so?
Can Megan Thee Stallion recover from?
Do you think so, Boogie? Hell yeah, she's going to get hit with perjury because she
lied under oath
and told us.
Look, she lied, but I asked that question. It was a rhetorical question. Ain't nothing gonna happen to either one of them for lying.
But here's
watch.
How do you know who shot you if you were shot from the back?
Well, how you get shot in your feet from the back?
Look, she know the whole truth. The shit was by design. That's why she ain't finna get punished for it. She not about to get punished, and she was told to say this and do that. She was lying anyway, but shit, it make it even more better. She got power on her side. She ain't about to. Ain't neither one of them. That I asked that question. It was rhetorical. That's why I called her a hoe.
Hey, first of all, bro, don't be using multiple syllable words, bro. Rhetoric. That's 4 syllables, bro. What the fuck you think going on here, nigga? This is remedial YouTube, nigga. It's not grad school YouTube.
My nigga said he a D student that he eat raviolis out the can.
Words. Yes. Yeah, you're right. I'm just saying that. Hey, listen, Ray J.
Oh, this.
Hey, listen. Hey, Ray J. Let me just say this first. No. I'm speaking for Henny here.
I don't know what you say, so I cannot say that.
Hey, Ray J, what in the fuck got into you? Ever since Suge Knight called home from prison and told the whole world that you and Diddy was Diddying, you done lost your rabbit ass mind.
Well, you know, they did have a drug dealer in the Diddy case named Ray J.
Was that a movie or the real case?
The real case. The real case. The girl got on the stand and called Ray J to bring her some drugs, but she said that she don't. It's not the singer. But is there another Ray J in LA?
I would hope not. I would hope they ain't more than one of them goofy ass niggas running around with that.
But here's the thing.
Listen,
I read that
nigga named Willie.
No, when I read that Jared Miller Rico against Ray J and Wack and Sonya and all of them, when I read that Rico, there's a portion in there where Jared Milgram says that Ray J said he was in the hotel with Nippy smoking crack. And Whitney Houston's sister said that she thought Ray J was bringing her the substances, allegedly. Okay, I have to say allegedly, but this is what the rumor is. And then now you get to the Diddy case and they talking about a dealer named Ray J back in the early 2000s or mid 2000s.
Right. How is Ray J name coming up in all this shit, but he's not mentioned? Now I'm not trying to put no indictment on the motherfucker, but Ray J name is coming up in a lot of suspicious legal activity for the last forever.
Listen.
Ray J
is protected. Listen,
Yeah.
Ray J is protected.
By whom?
He got a agency. Shout out to Choke No Joke. You feel me?
Say that while
he got one of those. Look, now that right there.
Shout out
in these days of time, y'all know when it comes to them, the QBC community, nigga, that's power right now. Ain't nothing happening to Ray J. The nigga is just a gay drug dealer. He been what he been. He been doing what he been doing. And Danny Boy been put it out years ago too.
Why is Ray J so apologetic and so offended by what Suge said about him being one of Diddy's butt buddies? Why is he? And then he went on a meltdown about the whole thing. And ever since this Suge Knight came out and said that he was a part of Diddy's sex circle, jerk off circle, TD Jake's power bottom shit. Ever since that shit has come out, Ray, I got one for you, Henny. Ray J came out and said that he slept with Sexyy Red. Sexyy Red clapped back immediately. Like, hold on. And then Sexyy Red is a whore. She's an undisputed heavyweight champion whore.
You don't have any proof of that girl being a whore.
He said she was a whore.
And where's the proof?
She said she was a whore.
But where's the proof?
She said she was a whore.
Image is a whore. Cardi
She leaked her own whore video.
Sex tape that got spit at Brown Loogie her quad.
Whoa, because I'm Barty gang down. I love me some Cardi. Cardi be out here talking like
Cardi for sure a hoe.
Cardi was a married.
Cardi for sure a hoe. We're gonna get to her later. Cardi for sure a hoe. Don't you start that Yonka shit.
Cardi not a whore.
What? Hey.
What?
Are you smoking? What are you drinking over there? Show me your cup. Show me your cup.
Full of Henny. It's full of Henny.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot.
How you think she came in this shit?
What you got in that breeze? And that is not no.
Listen, we know there will be no Cardi bashing while I'm up here.
Hey, but I'm saying, so are you?
I mean, she could call me, but where do you think this all started at?
One whore at a time. Let's start with Sexyy Red first. Henny.
Born in New York. That's where it started at.
Are you saying that
Sexyy Red went to Love and Hip Hop New York, and then the next thing you know, we got Bodak Yellow.
Are you saying that Cardi B is a quintessential example of a Boricua negrita who you would want your young female relatives to mimic? Put the money to the side. Is her behavior the behavior of a strong Afro-Latino woman?
And this is what I'm saying to you. There is a difference between Cardi B and Belcalis. Cardi B said, I don't cook and I don't clean. But Belcalis cooks and cleans and takes care of her children. This is what I'm saying to you. Sexyy Red is an image. She's an image. We have no proof of her being a
So you are saying that Sexyy Red is really a CNA?
We don't know what Sexyy Red do in her private time.
So
we just know what she rap about.
So watch this.
No, I don't play Sexyy Red in my household.
No.
Daughters don't listen to
She put that dry ass pussy on the internet. What are you talking about?
Her boyfriend
She did not do that.
Oh, come on. Hey, listen.
And he spit broccoli on it, and he had to spit broccoli on it to jumpstart. What were we talking about?
Hey, Henny, let me ask you a question. So I'm glad you raised these points, because this is a real thing that we need to have a conversation about. Henny, do you know what it would mean? Their public persona is already terrible. So if you're saying that their public persona is not a representation of who they are as women, and is all an act to sell records or to gain fame and status, what a terrible thing that would be if that were true. What is the mission? What is the mission?
It is a terrible thing because it is true. Because and listen, because at the end of the day, since the days of Little Kim and Foxy Brown, when they kicked these doors in and introduced a whole new way of the female MC jumping on the mic and them being of African descent, which us as melanated women, we were already over-sexualized. We've been sex objects since slavery. So, sex sells.
But they ain't selling sex. They're selling degenerate. They're not just selling sex. Selling sex is what Trina did. Selling sex is what early Nicki Minaj did.
Part of this too. But
selling sex is what Salt and Pepper did.
What are they rapping about?
No, what I'm saying is let's draw a distinction between selling sex appeal and presenting. Listen, it's a difference. I'm a first generation hip hop head. Okay. It's a difference between selling sex appeal and doing what you see Sukihana, Sexyy Red, and Glorilla doing. That's not sex appeal.
No. Sex appeal was Salt and Pepper.
That's what I just said.
Whorism is something that it is now.
So you telling me that so you're saying that the female rappers, the most popular female rappers in the music industry right now, they are all selling whorism to the world. They have packaged whorism up and are distributing whorism in mass quantities.
Tell me what female rapper that is at the top of the game right now.
There are none. They all selling. I agree with you. So no, I'm saying, but I'm saying.
Question.
No, I'm not questioning you on that. When I'm
we got a rapper in New York named Scarlett. Scarlett.
I met her.
She's nice on the mic.
She's nice, but she ain't got it.
There's another one who's nice on the mic.
But she ain't got the sex appeal.
Way up there. Glorilla came out. Glorilla wasn't selling sex. Now Glorilla is dressing sexy and revealing stuff. And you see what I'm saying? At some point in time, the machine says this is what you have to be in order for you to be able to be.
I don't disagree with you. I'm simply saying when you said that Sexyy Red and Cardi B, their public persona are caricatures of themselves. That's not who they are as women. We know that the hip hop game, it has been exploited. It has been commandeered. It's been commercialized by people who don't look like us, don't think like us, don't sound like this, and they present the worst possible imagery of what it means, what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it feels like to be black to the whole. They mass produce this garbage shit and send it to the whole world. What I'm saying to you is, if you're saying, you're admitting that the Cardi that we see publicly, no, the Cardi, her public persona is terrible outside of the music. She ain't dropped no music in a long time.
She has
her public behavior, the whole Offset thing, the whole Stephon Diggs thing, all that shit.
Nah.
No, what?
No, because Offset was a piece of shit.
So that means you match the piece of shit energy.
How?
Or you wear your listen. So I'm just, are you telling me that because Offset was a piece of shit, Cardi B, hey, listen, Henny, now be careful now. Because
that means she could go slang that pussy in the street.
She said, we ain't talking about with Stephon. We talking about she said she would have slept with a guy while she was pregnant.
Before the fame, Cardi B is a gangbanger. She admitted that she tricked and sold pussy and set motherfuckers up and slipped the Mickeys, knocked them out and robbed them. So it's not like she's fucking Mother Teresa. But I ain't knocking her for that.
I ain't say she was Mother Teresa.
No, I ain't knocking her. But when you say that she's not what her public image suggests she is, that might be a stretch.
That's not a stretch because when's the last time you heard of her knocking a nigga out and robbing him?
She ain't got to no more.
When's the last
time you heard
she was selling pussy? She was in a She was in a whole marriage with a dude.
She ain't gotta sell pussy. She give it up for free.
She had to go to court because her and her peoples ran down on some chicks that her dude was cheating on her with while they were married, and her best friend is doing a bid behind that right now. Offset continually cheated over and over and over again. Am I saying that it was right for her to go out and sleep with somebody while she was pregnant? No, I'm not condoning that. But if that was her get back, that's what her get back was. What I'm saying to you is while she's on that mic, majority of the time while she was dropping them albums and she was out here touring and performing, Cardi B was a married woman out here rapping the way that she was rapping with kids at home.
Well, we know, and listen, I think we all know that there is a separation between what we know about artists, what we think we know about them, and who they really are. I think we know we live in a world where people, the most of their images have been made up in some boardroom, in some studio, and something like that. We know that most of these rappers, men and women, they're not who they present themselves to be. Most of these motherfuckers are not gangster rappers. Most of them ain't did a motherfucking thing. However, Cardi B's reputation, it is what it is prior to her becoming a superstar. And when you say, when's the last time we heard her selling some pussy? She rich now. So if you name a stripper who came up on some shit, name a whore who didn't hit a lick and still gonna be whoring. Most whores, once they hit a lick, that's why they was whoring. They was whoring to get some money. They got no more.
A real whore that is a whore to the core of them is a whore even after they come up. Because
yeah, but she is that.
She just fucking for free now. Whatever nigga she want, she got her pick. It's free. Fuck it.
Core, if she's a whore to her core, she's gonna be a whore still even after the come up because she gotta stay up.
No, not necessarily, Henny. Cardi B.
That's not her bread and butter. She good.
Listen.
But see, you trying to paint her out to be a whore, and I'm talking about
No. I'm not trying to paint her out to be anything. I'm simply saying I'm commenting on the fact that you said that matter of factly, if I may add, that you don't believe, based on what you know, that those women are that they are personally like what their music suggests that they are. Right. They capping and they rapping. They're really saintly, motherly.
I'm not saying
God-fearing creatures.
No, I'm not saying saintly. But what I'm saying to you is, in this modern day of exposing, leaking information, getting out, there has been no proof to back up that the rap ain't cap.
So the reports of her sleeping with another man while she's pregnant with another man's baby, no matter how vile, no matter how disrespectful that man who she's married to was, the reports of her and the admission, she admitted that she slept with somebody else while she was pregnant with somebody else's baby.
Okay, that's so let me ask you this. What's the difference between her sleeping with somebody else while she's pregnant and him sleeping with somebody else? And
I'm gonna answer that question. Here's the difference. Here's the difference. I mean, I'm more than happy to answer that question. One, because she's with child.
Right. That goes both ways.
I wasn't done. Done. She's with child for one, and when you gotta be kind of careful here because you're trading on tick for tack behavior, and and listen, a man can sleep with 1,000 women and be a player. A woman can sleep with 10 people and be a whore, right? It's a matter of perspective, right? So some like me, and just my way of thinking, I don't think just because a woman slept with multiple men that makes her a whore necessarily, right? But when you say, well, what's the difference between what he did, because he's not with child.
It doesn't matter. She's with child, and him sleeping with another woman and sleeping with her is just as bad. They
were separated by the time she started doing that shit.
No. They couldn't have been separated if they were sleeping. He was already cheating on her when she was pregnant.
Yeah, so he's been cheating for years. We get that, but I'm saying, and listen. So you're saying that it was okay for her when she found out that her husband was cheating, it's okay for her to then give her body to somebody else.
At what point did she find out that she was pregnant? Was she in the first trimester, second trimester, third trimester? Because if it's in the first into the second, there's a possibility she didn't even know she was pregnant.
She said she knew.
But either way,
she knew this shit.
You still cannot justify and make it okay. I'm not saying that that's something that I would do, so I can't condone that behavior. But at the same time, it's then this man going and sleeping out with these multiple women and coming back and sleeping with his wife.
That's wrong too. Yeah, that's wrong too. That's wrong too. However,
susceptible to catching something, just like she's susceptible to catching something while she's pregnant doing it, he's going to do that too. Like we got not with me, ain't no good for the good. There ain't no die. Ain't no.
Hey, Henny. So, but my thing is this. So, respectfully, no, what I'm saying is, you can't always find some justifiable reason, and you can't take what somebody else did wrong,
yes,
and then turn your wrongdoing into something that's fair seeming because somebody did something to you. If that was the case, if that was the case, then everybody would have some type of justifiable reason to speak to or to explain away why they did some bullshit.
Thinking like that. That's why they pH balance is below 3.5, like an eighth.
That's a good one.
We fail to realize you only can be accountable for your actions. So what somebody else do don't supposed to dictate your actions. You can't use that say I did. Somebody did this. You feel me? You did that because you wanted to do that. That's the type of person you was, and that's how you felt at that time. It ain't because that person did that, because you didn't have to do that because they did what they did. You feel me?
But let me explain something. I'm a Sagittarius. Petty is in my DNA.
That explains it all. That's dope.
Right on time, guys.
But there
Henny on bullshit gossip. Get her gossip.
Hey,
Henny,
what up?
What's poppin', Detroit gossip? But there's a line to the petty, and I mean, at the end of the day, I know a lot of people are gonna say she's a whore for that. But enduring everything that went on in that relationship, I mean, in that situation, you get what you got. What you gave, you got back, and that get back was a motherfucker. But again, I don't.
So this is all about get back. You take despite how horrendous the behavior is,
in front of
you're saying you on some pooch. Ooh, to get back a motherfucker. Ooh, get back a motherfucker. Who made that song?
In her situation, yeah.
Henny, you going?
I ain't with that.
Hey, Henny.
What?
You do realize that you're making an attempt to justify that ungodly, unsightly, irreprehensible behavior.
Hold up. That was ungodly, unsightly, and reprehensible behavior on his behalf.
Henny, when she has a child, the womb is sacred, Henny. Henny, the womb is sacred, Henny.
It is, but it is. I
believe it ain't no more. I bet you that motherfucker funky.
See,
I'm telling you.
But guess what?
And that's why y'all supposed to protect it. So niggas like me can't call that out.
Penis makes it funky, and it could be one that makes it funky. All you got to do is run across that.
But in her case, it's probably about 3, 4.
And you ain't got no proof of that.
So Henny, why did she left Offset because he's a cheating son of a bitch just to get with Stephon Diggs, who appears to be a cheating son of a bitch?
But has he cheated yet?
Well, he don't got to when she busting that motherfucker open. They on the yacht snorting cocaine. They on the yacht snorting cocaine. How's that for a good parent? They on the yacht with cameras and cell phones snorting coke. I know you ain't see it.
And either way, where was her kids? Was they on the yacht?
It don't matter, Henny. She's a
What
fiend.
you do on your own time as a grown up is your business. No, y'all not gonna do
But now when you put it on social media, see, now when you making it public though,
no.
it's different when you make it public. Now what you do behind closed doors, if it ain't coming to the public, then yeah, that's the case.
Somebody said he's bringing Dirty D to the womb. Thank you. Somebody else get it. Dirty D to the womb is what I'm talking about. So how you gonna talk about her dirtying up her womb when he already filthied it up?
Whoa, it can't be no one wrong make the right even.
Listen, even swap don't make no swindle. Next topic.
They fair exchange ain't no robbery, huh?
Hey Henny, you in rare form tonight. You just found all manners of debauchery tonight. You biblical. You Old Testament tonight. You Old Testament.
Your president.
You Deuteronomy. You the Book of Numbers. You Esther.
Not Esther.
Yes, Henny. You on a roll.
I'm just saying.
Hey, Henny Gang. In the dog pound chat says Henny Gang. What in the YouTube chat? What in the Henny? You went to New York and came back a different person.
No, you just see how
I said
Henny letting us know how she cut.
Henny, you went back up to. Hey, listen, you ain't going to New York no more. You banned because this is the second time you went to New York and came back with a whole new swag.
No.
You don't need to go back up to them more. We concerned about you. Hey, Juice, get her blood pressure.
Right,
you cold hearted. You's a reptilian. You got cold hearted.
She going for the juggler. You better not cross.
She come back with a little sickness, coughing up. What the hell going on up there?
No,
man,
no.
Cardi B told the world.
Okay.
And she just stood on it like, she ain't none of that.
Hey, Boogie, every time this motherfucker go to New York and bring her ass back down south, she acts like a fucking retired mobster, bro. They say mobsters retire and move where? Right where she lives at.
Yeah. The first time I came back to New York since I left, I ain't been back up here.
You don't need to go back. You don't need to. Where you acting right now? You don't need to go back. You need to stay your ass right where you at because you went to that Diddy trial and you didn't come back.
She's still down at the Diddy trial.
You still where you at?
Listen, I'm just saying.
You in New York?
Look. For two. That biblical. That's what it says, and that's how Cardi.
Hey,
eye for an eye, two.
Is you in New York, Henny? Or is you in the great state of New York?
Mm-hmm.
Right? No. Hey, how much you need to fly back down there? Because no. Hey, Henny Gang, what y'all doing? Y'all ain't got nothing to say about this? Hey, in the chat, y'all got nothing to say about Henny still being in New York on that bullshit.
No, because
they supposed to her drink. They
look right here. Look right here, Pammy Dawes. You ain't got no shame.
No.
They ride with their dog right or wrong.
Right, what kind of, that's a sickness. What we doing here?
It's not a sickness.
What is it, Henny?
Because what I said made sense. It
made sense to who?
To the people it resonated with.
It resonated.
Henny could have said
of loose moral. It resonated with women from loose moral backgrounds.
That is not true. That is not true. And see, you don't like it.
That come from a scorned woman. They come from a scorned woman.
And they tried to do the same thing to Maya. And Maya wasn't going for it. Shout out to Maya.
We sat back and we watched that relationship. See, y'all be dipping in and dipping out. We followed that. Okay. That's our side of the YouTube streets. You know, that's on this side over here. We was on the sidewalk watching over here. And y'all just was peeking from across the street. But we was over here.
Man, so let me tell you something, man. This Pammy Dawes
was out here.
Hey, listen. Hey, Pammy. Let me speak to a member of the Henny Gang. Hey, Pammy. That's not an eye for eye, sweetheart.
Yes,
It's not.
it is.
And listen, so the womb, I am saying the womb of the black woman, especially, it is a sacred, hallowed ground. Just because a man does something that is irreprehensible or wrong, it doesn't mean that you get back by popping it and busting it open.
And that's where you gonna get this Henny from right there.
Oh.
Nah, because how you gonna sit up here and say the womb of the black woman is sacred?
It is.
So
Hey,
then,
hold on,
Cause
dog.
listen, then you gotta play elimination, trying to figure out who your baby daddy is and shit.
how you not?
That's why it's sacred.
Him. He needs to hear that conversation too.
I'm
Because
not, he true.
the black woman is sacred.
True.
So, for thou shall not go run up in no side chick. No,
Oh, no, there ain't no rule now. You making that up.
come back and run up in the sacred womb.
Yeah, I don't.
Even God had hoes.
God,
You about to get struck down, Boogie.
He did. He did though. He did.
He did.
He did.
Hey, look, Dawgface, you over there grinning. Y'all about to get struck down, and I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Hey, if that gonna strike me down, I've been dead. I'm a heathen in the worst way.
Very interesting coming from Henny and her whole gang tonight.
Right. They really showing their ass tonight. What we got going on here?
Because you contradicting yourself.
How?
The womb is sacred. You don't pollute the womb, especially when that womb is carrying your seed.
Do we have proof that he
over and over and over again?
They polluted her.
Was pregnant. Go get that surgery. So if you're gonna say that the womb is sacred and take that stance and stand 10 toes down on it, then men need to know that you don't go cheating and running back up in where that sacred womb is when you out here slipping and dipping in peasant punani.
So it's different if the woman is not pregnant.
No.
It's very different.
No.
Yeah, Henny,
no, I don't believe in that double standard stuff. If a man is out here,
double standard don't apply right here. It don't apply.
He is a whore. He is a whore and he is infested. If a woman is
Hey,
out,
look, you hear how Cardi talk. He was getting tired of her mouth. I ain't just gonna, man. Come on, man. You heard how she talk. He wanted a peace of mind.
He is upright and just too. The scales of justice must be balanced.
Hey, Henny.
What?
So you saying that him going out and stepping out aside of his relationship, as wrong as that may be, especially when you're in a community situation, I get it. I understand. So Henny gang, don't step on my jugular. But I'm saying it is not equivalent to her allowing somebody. She should have just waited. She dropped the baby and then went on.
He should have just waited till she dropped the baby and then.
Hey, Henny, do you know? I want you to think about yourself being a baby. Now I want you to think about your daddies. I want you to think about your daddies hitting your head like this, right? And then another motherfucker that's not your daddy coming in there.
It is impossible for that to happen. Ain't nobody tapping.
Hey, Henny, let your gang know all this in jest. You hear me? Cause they got that.
Henny's serious. Henny dead ass serious, bro.
Hey. No, I'm talking about us. They ready to chop off our heads off the YouTube streets, bro. Look at them. Look at them.
They are upset with us tonight, and this is Henny. They should be upset with Henny.
You playing this double standard stuff?
No, it's not a double standard.
Don't even apply to this one.
We didn't make it this way. Hey, no, I ain't going for that bullshit. It is a double standard. We didn't make it this fucking way. When it come to men and women, we not the same.
No, I'm talking about right.
We not the same.
Listen, nothing in the world gonna make a pregnant woman go give herself to somebody else because somebody has cheated. We ain't going for that, Boogie. Don't try to set up.
All that was for.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Who it was with? How you know it wasn't with the dude that she with now?
It makes no difference. She still was pregnant.
Because then she's still with that dude. But at the end of the day, like I said, that's not something that I would do. So I'm not saying that it's justifiable. But for argument's sake, I'm going to take her side. And y'all not going to beat me in my head with that male bullshit that it's okay for him to be a dog.
Hey, let me tell you something. Every time you take your ass into the tri-state area, you come back with a whole new perspective on shit that is shocking. and in the infamous words of the comedian Ha Davis, this shit is beyond me.
But you keep saying when I come back to the tri-state, this is my first time back in the tri-state.
And that's my point. You don't need to never go back if you're gonna come back acting like this. Hey, Juice, what's up with your people, Juice?
Hey, y'all know.
Don't get on me.
Y'all talking about her girl. You know what I'm saying? She
right,
pulled
like that.
She pulled her claws out. You feel? That's why I ain't say that the claws came out. You feel me?
Hey, we sorry, Henny. We don't want no trouble.
Hey, Uncle Juice got it. I said I'm Barty gang, and you coming for Barty. What you think I'm gonna do?
I thought you was pro Nikki. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
No, I'm not. I'm not pro Nikki. I'm not against Nikki, but I'm Barty gang down.
Okay? Barty gang gonna contact you. I just tagged her and she about to contact you.
Hey, Henny.
That's right.
Hey, Henny. I have a question to ask you, Henny. This question is for the panel. Does 50 Cent, must Curtis Jackson, must he come with whatever information that he says that he has, proving that Big Meech knew that, what's that bitch name?
Tammy
Cowens was.
That's why it don't even matter. Look, that's why it don't even matter no more. You ain't even remember the bitch name, man.
I don't remember bitch names like that.
Cause see, look, that 50 shit. Hey, we don't care no more, 50. We don't care, nigga. You ain't about to keep playing with us, nigga.
Fuck that. 50 can't get off the hook because he put out there he was gonna put this information and stuff out there. No, we ain't letting 50 off the motherfucking hook.
We ain't letting him off
the hook. Where that shit at?
He mentally somewhere else.
Long overdue. Where that shit at? You feel me?
He ain't about to keep playing with me, nigga. Fuck 50.
No. 50 need to drop that. He said he was going to drop it. He put the internet in a frenzy, had all of us pulling court docs and running our mouths about the situation.
Whoa, Henny. See, listen, we already had formulated our opinions about what was going on with the whole Cuffy situation. So 50 Cent didn't do anything to influence or embolden us because we had been on this shit when 50 was still hugged up and booed up with these niggas. And I have a question specifically for everybody on the panel, though, so y'all can just take turns. How can 50 Cent be so gun-ho and so adamant about Big Meech, but still be in close proximity with motherfuckers like QCP, who is an undeniable snitch?
One thing about it, he's the poster boy of the phrase you coined. That's why. You see what I'm saying? He's the poster boy.
Selective gangsterism.
I think he more of a poster boy than Boozy. Boozy at the time was, but 50 showed that he need to wear that on his motherfucking shirt, right? The reason being is because here it is, he put all this attention on Big Meech, right? But his homeboy, his man, is QCP. Until recent, Meech just now got this smut on his name, but 50 been had this smut on his name. You see what I'm saying? So that was a goddamn a smoke cloud to take away from what was already there. That's why he tried to put that shit on Big Meech, and he stayed friends with QCP. That's the main reason. The poster boy of what is called selective gangsterism.
Selective gangsterism.
That's what that is.
So do we care about the whole 50 Meech thing? Are we beyond that? Or can 50 Cent come out with something about Big Meech this time next year and still be considered a real nigga? If you look at him like he's a real nigga right now.
He ain't even looked at that at this point.
50 Cent ain't in the streets no more neither. 50 Cent is hobnobbing and rubbing elbows with the Billionaire Boys Club down there in Shreveport, Louisiana, getting ready to build his movie studio. down there. So he ain't even the same 50 to hold him to the same standards as he would have been held before.
That you see, it's just like that. Once you get to a certain status, is we find ourselves being a minority of thinking like this. You see what I'm saying? Just look, everybody's favorite gangster was Jay-Z himself. That's what everybody's favorite gangster was. Once he got to a certain status, it was acceptable that he running around with known snitches.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying it's okay to run around with known snitches, but once you come about them streets and you start getting in them boardrooms, the game changes. And then it's us as a people. Are we allowing that change? Because we ain't gonna allow that.
Because all the niggas in there tell on you anyway. So
that's what it meant by us being a minority with this way of thinking. You see what I'm saying?
When we know that somebody came from the streets, we tend to hold them to the street code forever. But people evolve and change. And in the world of business, if it's lucrative for me to sit with this person and make $1 off of them, I'm going to do it. Look at what he did. He took Big Meech's story and he made bank off of that.
But see, that's cool.
That's the
Henny,
morals and
everything you
principles come
said.
in that,
Hold on, everything Henny's saying is a fact. But this the flip side to that, Henny. Then he don't supposed to be calling nobody out as a rat if he to change his whole lifestyle from that. Then so then he shouldn't be concerned with who ratting or not. If he doing business with rats and all that, you can't use selective judgment now. You feel me? When it benefits you, you feel me? So that's why I say we can't let him slide with that. Yeah, we understand you in corporate America, and no, you ain't doing street shit. You above that, and I salute my hat to you. No, you ain't supposed to be doing that. So don't be stepping in and out of street politics. Then you see what I'm saying?
And as the consumer, because if we allow him to keep doing that, we keep making his posts go viral and talking about the stuff that he shouldn't be posting, then we are just as guilty as he is for condoning it. Because
no, we supposed to hold them accountable. We supposed to hold them accountable for it. If you jump into some street business, then you gotta hold up to the street rules or get the fuck out the streets. Simple as that. If you get in the streets, you either gotta drive a car or you go get ran the fuck over. You feel me? He can't have it both ways.
Now, see, the only thing is I can say that I know with him, I know his beef with Ja Rule goes back to when he was in the streets and when he was just a rapper. That goes back decades, and that's 50 is a person, you beef with him, you're gonna beef forever. When it came down to the whole thing with Big Meech, that was something that was big and that was something that was explosive. And he felt like Meech snaked him. So I see why he felt the need to expose him. But at the same time, I agree with what you just said. Pick a lane and stay in that lane. If you're going to be the businessman, be the businessman. If you're going to be in street business, be in street business. But now my question to you is, with him being in business and people shitting on him and fucking him over in his eyes anyway, and he exposed him, is that the same thing?
No, because
wait a minute.
He's supposed to do it corporate American style. You can't do it. You can't do it one way to benefit you and then say, hey, I can't do that. I can't indulge in it that way because I'm in the business world. You see what I'm saying? So he's supposed to handle corporate American world. You're supposed to let your lawyer, if they was slandering your character, fucking with your business, you're supposed to let your lawyers handle it then if you want corporate America time. You feel me?
Now wait.
Not try to tell the world and get 1090 Jake fake information and say, oh, I'm gonna let Tommy say he did this and tell what he really did. He a rat and whoop-de-whoop. You feel me?
Now let me ask you, if he would have never came out and said anything about it and would have just dropped the series, would that have been the same thing or would that have been different?
That would have been different. Because then it would have been subliminals. So then those who understood what he was putting out there would have caught the message, but it wouldn't have been flat out to the mass majority. You see what I'm saying? Now he could have did it that way, but when you call hey, yeah, this nigga a rat and this, that, and the third, that's street shit. You feel me? And when you call a motherfucker a rat, you supposed to be able to show why you saying he a rat. You can't just call a motherfucker a rat and hide your hand, and you got the whole world saying this motherfucker a rat too because you said it. You see what I'm saying?
think with 50, when he started all of that frenzy, I just knew that he was going to come drop something shortly thereafter, because he had the whole internet buzzing about that. And that actually would have been the best promotion for it, because we were doing the free advertising for him by talking about it, breaking paperwork down. And if he would have just dropped the documentary, then I think I would have looked at it in a different light. But I see, like I said, I understand where you coming from. But I think if he would have did it that way, it might have been a little different. But the fact that he caused all this frenzy and we still ain't got nothing,
You
that's
see what I'm saying?
at.
Listen, what do the frenzy create? Look, what do the frenzy create?
Attention.
More business for him. It's all business. Every time the nigga posts, he get paid. It's all business. That nigga don't care that nigga a rat. He just knew he had that firearm. So I shoot it.
This is what I got to say about this, right?
He get paid every time he posts. He turned the whole thing into a frenzy. Hold on, wait. He turned everything into a frenzy. Had the world posting, reposting what he's saying, reposting everything else. Everything had lead it back to 50 because his name, and since he tied in with Meech as far as BMF, it's all business. He making money at the highest level and the lowest level with us. It's all business.
Now that's
we the consumer.
Ain't wrong, right?
That's just what happened. We consumed. He made money. It's all business.
Whole thing wrong. It don't supposed to take motherfucking morals away. Period. And I look at this shit like I might be on an island by my goddamn self. Business is taking away everybody's morals. Period. And I don't agree with it. No type of way, shape, fashion, or form, man. Maybe I'm thinking this shit by myself, but I don't agree with it.
Shout out to Jenny from the block, man. She gave Henny that $5 donation. It's two cups of Henny for her. 2 cups of Henny for her. Henny, you be getting money, man. You be getting money, man. My DMX voice. You be getting money, man. And listen, so I have something else I want to talk to you about, man. And we're gonna end it. We listen, just don't worry. We coming back tomorrow. I don't know if Henny will be able to grace us with her presence because she in the New York. I wish I could sing, Henny. I would sing New York Stadium, man, in my Sammy Davis Jr. voice. I would. Hey, Henny.
What's up?
I got 2 things I want to talk about. One of them is more straightforward than the other. I really need your advice on Lil Baby and his concert in Atlanta, kicking off his tour. He brought YFN Lucci out. And for those of you who don't know, YFN Lucci and the whole YFN crew, the whole Think It's a Game crew, Young Thug was on trial mostly because of the conflict that stemmed from his beef and his problems with Lucci and his crew. What does it mean for the world of hip hop, and what does it mean for Atlanta, for the great city of Atlanta, that Lil Baby brought Lucci out? What does that mean?
You asking me that?
I'm just throwing it out there to everybody.
I don't have a dog.
What Lil Baby was trying to do, he trying to clean his motherfucking image up. He doing damage control. You feel me? So he had to show that YFN Lucci from that neighborhood where Lil Baby them having feud, Lil Baby neighborhood having a feud with. You feel me? So he had to show that, hey, we got to have peace amongst us. So that was a good look for the neighborhood. But I understand what Lil Baby was doing. You know, he got to clean up his image. You feel me? Time out for that bullshit. You feel me?
I understand that standpoint, right? This goes back once again, morals and all the other stuff. He got a personal relationship with the opposition. You can't dispute that in no way, type, shape, fashion, or form. By him having a personal relationship with the opposition on a personal tip, how do that look away from business? You see what I'm saying? It's a great look for the city of Atlanta, we killing these beasts. We getting all our people together to make everything look peaches and cream. But here it is. You got a personal relationship where with somebody else, where blood have been shed. And that's why I was saying I might be stuck on the island all by myself, because I don't understand how business outshine morals. No type of way, man.
Right. I don't understand that either, because some people feel some type of way. Like you said, it's been bloodshed. Some people lost family members, close friends, children, and the whole nine. So you always go have some people ain't gonna be with it. You feel me? It's gonna be temporary.
And that's somebody who he got a personal relationship.
And listen, and that's why a lot of shit fucked up. Because you have motherfuckers that all get together, they call themselves gang, they supposed to stand under one umbrella. When it come to death and shit like that, it be other sides that lose people too. Sometimes the shit gotta come to an end. Everybody getting locked up. We all ain't gotta die. We've been going to war for fucking 15 years. That come to the head. The heads talk. That's what the fuck happened. Everybody else at the bottom, shut the fuck up. We've been doing this. Y'all probably just came in and wasn't doing shit right anyway. Nigga, we got to raise these kids. We getting this money now. We just got the fuck out of jail. How? Because thug fuck with them people. And nigga, that's what it is, nigga. How long we gonna keep doing the shit? You want to raise your kid or you don't, nigga?
Well, me going to my motherfucker
niggas heads to this shit.
Period. Ain't no way in fuck. The guy that I'm cool with, right? He got issues with another motherfucker where blood has shed, and his opposition, I'm about to be cold with it. Fuck that. I'm not with that. That's some shit I ain't gonna.
My nigga, blood shed on both sides. I can see if it was only on one side, niggas done died, nigga.
That's what I'm
people
telling
that
you.
love.
Ain't no way in fuck. I'm about to
say. And listen here. Listen. The game they playing, my nigga, they obviously ain't all the way in the streets. If they all the way in the streets, I agree with you 100%. But they are not.
But no, you gotta understand, he not speaking just as them individually. He's speaking on being part of that crew. Some of the guys in that crew is really in the streets for real. So that's what Gossip's speaking from. He wouldn't be with that. So you can't knock him for saying how he feel, because that's how some people really do feel like that. It's how deep you in it, because you made it as an artist. That's your job now. Some of them not artists. Some of them is really full-time, still in the streets, hustling and banging every day. They not living a celebrity life.
Let me ask you
a question. What Gossip's speaking from.
So spin till you can't spin no more if you feel like that. Then
let me tell you,
them niggas ain't moving like that.
Let me tell you this.
Just go do what you gotta do. Then you want to go to jail. You want to this, nigga. At some point, it's an outway to shit, bro. Where you could just start shit, nigga.
Hold on, Gossip. Let me get your point off. Then we gonna let you go. Go ahead, boy.
Nigga, it's a point where this shit, like today, nigga, cameras catching everything. It ain't like yesteryears, nigga, where you could get away with shit. Why you think they sitting on their fucking hands? So for the most part, if you sitting on your hands, let that shit go. Let it go. You got kids. You got money to get. Niggas been going to war forever, shooting the same broke ass pistols. Nigga, this shit, nigga, it gotta stop at some point, my nigga. It's about protecting at this point, protecting what you got, protecting your kids, shit like that, shit that really matter. Motherfuckers going to war over fucking music, nigga. This shit ain't nothing, bro. It ain't nothing no more, nigga. I signed him. You stole this artist from me. He didn't sign with me. Nigga, the shit really don't run as deep as you think. Why niggas dead?
Okay. That's your perspective.
Go ahead, Gossip. Go ahead, Gossip. Go ahead.
What I'm saying, not wavering from it. The person that I'm cool with, right? Them guys got personal relationships outside of rap. Let's just take you and I for an example, right? Right here on this fucking panel. If you got problems with a guy and all this other shit, ain't no motherfucking way I'm about to be taking pictures and chum with this guy. I don't give a fuck. It ain't nothing about to make me and him cool, knowing that y'all got underlying issues. That's what I'm saying.
Real nigga shit.
So go ahead, Juice.
No, go ahead. I'm just saying real nigga shit. Go ahead.
So gossip is towing the gangster line. Nigga, if it's up, it's stuck. Boogie is saying, hey, listen, as mature men from the inner city, we're all millionaires. As we saw in both of their cases and both of their trials, most of the people who are gonna get the bad end of this stick, it ain't gonna be Thug, it ain't gonna be Baby, it ain't gonna be Lucci. It's gonna be everybody underneath them who don't have the same level of resources or accommodations as they have. Both crews have men in prison for 30, 40 years based on what they free now. They both have homeboys who in prison for the next 20, 30, 40 years. While the main components of the issue, they free, making music.
No doubt.
So at some point in time, blood was shed on both sides. So do we keep on doing this shit when we know that Fanny is on that shit? You know, the government is looking at us on all levels, ATF, DEA, FBI. Do we keep this shit going, or do we try to find some reconciliation and atonement in a bad situation? What do?
We ran it too hot. It's done. We ran it too fucking hot.
About the killing and shooting no more. It's simply be, I'm not fucking with you. It don't have to be about the killing or shooting, fucking people up. It's the simple fact I'm not fucking with you. It's just that simple. Fuck the public enemy.
Keep saying we ain't gotta have no kumbaya to let peace be.
I get you. So my question is, what, symbolically speaking, what did it mean for the city of Atlanta and for the greater world of hip hop that Lil Baby did do that? And he obviously did it with the acquiescence of Thug. He would have never did that without Thug's approval. So what does that? We know tacitly Thug had to say, yeah, go here, bro, make that happen like that. What does that mean? What should that show black men about conflict resolution, if anything, about burying hatchets? What should that show? Is there a bigger example? Is there a bigger message to be gleaned from this?
And I might add, through the whole
it's
case,
definitely a bigger message.
It seemed like niggas was dying over bullshit.
But see, here's the thing. Sometimes conflicts usually spark from miscommunication or no communication. And sitting down having a conversation with somebody could easily resolve a lot. People are going behind this. That ain't never coming back. So what are we gonna do to the last man standing?
You know what? I just thought of a whole thing here, right? I just thought of a whole thing here. This is a court case, right? Since I really just sit right here and thought about this reading and shit. When you talk about business and morals, a motherfucker that was a executive at McDonald's, right? When they were trying to well, right now they still got all their secret patents and all this other stuff. The executive left from McDonald's trying to go get an executive in a Burger King headquarters job. You see what I'm saying? And to this day, you ain't about to see no goddamn McDonald's and Burger King making commercials together talking about, so we put our burgers together, we about to take over the burger business. That's how I look at it, and I still look at it to this day. Business don't always have to compromise the motherfucking morals. And that's what I even with this.
Hey, listen, just tell me you don't give a fuck about the future. All right?
It ain't about the future. You don't have to motherfucking not to deal with them, bro.
Between morally right and ethically right. In business, there is no morals, there's only ethic.
Even ethics, right? You don't have to kill a motherfucker not to deal with them. It's just that simple.
In business, in the ethics, there's really no such thing as a rat. It's all business and it's never personal.
You're right, because it's whistleblower.
That's personal. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. When you go into your 9 to 5, you walking ethically through that building. When you step out in them streets, you are working morally. Morals have no place in that ethical world. It's all about business.
That's what a shrewd business person is. Do anything to get ahead, right? And it goes back to what I said about that person trying to steal those trademark secrets and take it to the other corporation. That's been going on forever. And these corporations, the owners been dead. The people sitting on the board been dead, and still to this day, you ain't about to see them together making no this is the McDonald's Burger King combination sandwich.
And see, now that what you just said, the verbiage is even different. Because if that were done out on the streets, if somebody took the inner workings of somebody's organization, street organization, to another street organization, that person would be considered a rat, that person would be considered a snake, and that person would have to keep their head on a swivel. When you're in the business world and you're stealing the secret to give it to somebody else, it ain't the same.
It's still the same principle. You're not going to see these corporations working hand in hand. The principle is the same and the name is different.
All right, so I got a question for you, Gossip. So I get what you're saying. I get what everybody's saying. So I think, in my personal opinion, that what it showed, I think it is a positive. And I think that because people understand how much blood has been shed on both sides. So to have two factions be able to come together and to lay their differences aside and understanding that we both lost people to the graveyard and to the penitentiary. I think that as a whole, I think we need to celebrate that, because it could possibly work wonders, or it can save somebody else's life who may find themselves in similar situations as that. And that happens every day. What happened between Thug and Lucci and them, that shit doesn't happen in a vacuum. That shit happens in hoods across America every single fucking day. It's just that it was magnified because of who these men were.
I agree with everything everybody said, and you 100% Dawgface. That's a good look for the city. But this the only thing I have to say about it. I don't have no dog in the fight, and all y'all truthfully is hitting on excellent points. But this is what I like to say about it. If it would have happened before the police started investigating them, and they did it, just came to this resolution without no police interfere, then I say 100 that was on point, because it came genuinely from the heart. They meant it. It took for the police to get on their ass. Y'all ain't meaning it from the heart. Y'all doing it for the image for the police to say we ain't beefing, but y'all really are. So to me, it's faking. You see what I'm saying? Y'all doing it not to go to jail. The suit y'all right now. Y'all ain't letting the young guys know for real. Hey, this ain't it. We're killing each other. We don't supposed to be killing each other. We not each other's ops. See, they supposed to been doing this all along when they had the stage from jump. They got the stage and got all that money from promoting violence against each other. You see what I'm saying? But now, because the police on your ass go lock y'all ass up, now y'all want to change y'all tune. What about the guys?
Better late than ever.
Right, but what about the guys?
Better late than ever, goddamn.
What about the guys who actually built their money and their fortune and their fame from the street shit for real? That's they dedicated in the street shit. You see what I'm saying? So even though that's wrong, but it's right for them. You see what I'm saying? You can't.
Well, that's when they gotta come from the top, the ones with the money, and open up opportunity for those people to be able to get out too, if they want. That's what I'm saying. Like,
especially if you stay down for show,
right?
You supposed to, because it's a lot of boys up under. It's a lot of, and you right, Juice, but it's a lot of boys that then bit that bullet for the top dogs, and they good, and them niggas is finna be forgotten.
All y'all points was good.
What you just said is, because y'all just hit on, and Henny came in, so everybody hit on. So for those who suffered irreversible loss, there conversations need to be had, and there's tribute that must be paid
for sure.
to make it digestible. Because if you don't, all it's going to do is the piece is going to be tenable. It's not going to last.
Turn them against you.
Absolutely, man. You tuned into the YouTube streets, man. Hey, listen, That girl Henny.
What's up?
We need you to get your ass
Thank you.
on the other side of the motherfucking Lincoln Tunnel in the Washington Bridge. Because like I said before, I'm expressing concern on behalf of the YouTube streets and my brothers at arms. We all feel the same way. We want to know
I appreciate you, Henny.
Thank
I don't know what the fuck he talking about.
Get your grain, Boogie. Hey, Juice, get your nephew, bro.
I told you, I told you, Boogie always going against the YouTube streets for some reason.
Ever since this nigga get a haircut and shit, nigga back and forth.
You know, I appreciate you, Henny.
You heard what he said a few shows back. We getting killed on the YouTube streets. We gunning for you, boy. Our own brother.
And listen, and another thing I want to address, the Henny gang, y'all really showed y'all ass tonight. Y'all need to overthrow Henny and get her up out of here, bro. Y'all need to overthrow this dictator, this authoritarian.
They did show their ass.
What's in that pen you smoking?
Henny, you gotta bring us on. Fuck that. You gotta bring us on, Henny.
I gotta bring y'all on what, huh?
You gotta bring us on.
We need to be on the Henny Say Review show. We need to come on as a special guest.
But y'all are on the Henny Say Review show.
We need you to be the moderator and the orchestrator and the question asker. How about that? We your brothers. Can we get that? Why must we do all the work?
When I get to, because y'all are the men, y'all supposed to do all the work. I'm supposed
Don't
to be the
start
help.
that Cardi B shit.
Whoa,
Don't start that Cardi B ass shit. Here we go.
That's Queen Elizabeth. You know this Queen Elizabeth shit.
I mean, yeah, I'll definitely do that. Probably when I touch back home, because I'm trying to go back home for a little bit. I'm a little.
No, you need to get back home. What you need to do?
Yeah, but I'm coming back up here for the verdict.
That's right.
You know the sun different back down the way.
Yes,
you know that sun hit different back down the way.
You ain't got no tan no more. Nothing. You look like a white girl down there right now.
You was a lying ass. I know you lying.
You had a tan 2 or 3 months ago. You ain't got no head down. You looking like.
Still got a tint to my skin thing.
Girl. Y'all tuned into the best.
We need her down there for that birthday.
Hey man, and listen, what y'all got? How y'all close us out, man? Y'all make y'all rounds of close us out. Give us y'all points. Come on, go ahead.
Ladies first.
Right.
Honestly, I don't really think I have any points. I'm just gonna say conflict resolution. That's the statement for the day. Pick a lane and stay in it. If you business, be business. If you street, be street. And I don't know, stay sucker free.
Cardi a hoe, Sexyy Red a hoe, Suki Honey a hoe, Glorilla. Gotti, I think you saving her for yourself. Call me Glorilla. Public figure Boogie, Mr. Time to go to work. Go follow. Go add, go subscribe, go talk shit. Yeah, that's about it. Hey, y'all call me. All the names I mentioned, call me.
Well, I want the United States to know I feel some type of way after all the damage they done did to our people. They let these foreigners from other countries come and plant their flag in LA. That was total disrespect. I understand they standing up for their rights against ISIS. They supposed to fight for their rights. Okay, you got the right to do that. But the disrespect was y'all in the United States and go plant y'all flag like y'all taking over the United States. And the United States, y'all ain't did nothing about it. I'm very disappointed in that because that was total disrespect. You feel me? They took it to another level with that one.
Hey,
and with
listen.
that, y'all tap into the Beat Factory 313 and get with Juice, and y'all want to hear some of them gangster war stories. I got them for y'all about the inner city of Detroit.
Hold on. I want to say this before the next person go. Now, Boogie, I don't know what happened, but I think StreamYard kicked me out as you started kicking your bullshit. And you know I be riding with you when you be on your bullshit. But your closing statement was a
Damn,
shitty
Boogie.
ass statement that you made, and you ain't gonna be happy till you find yourself in a Diddy Rico.
That's shit. Shit, Boogie. You don't want to go there, Boogie.
I ain't having. Hey, I ain't no cuckold. I ain't going. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Trey gossip.
Don't do that.
Hey, this what I'm saying to everybody that's watching this show right now, man. Go subscribe to everybody, follow their channels, follow them all on social media. And one thing I want to express, don't never trade your own personal principle and morals for nothing else. If you got something, stand on it. We're watching too much of this in the world as we speak today.
Okay, so I'm last.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not least.
Here we go.
Hey, you Southern California Mexicans. Or you now y'all know how we feel. Hey, Donald Trump. Put that bitch ass out, Trump. Put that bitch ass out. Fuck the Mexicans. We ain't rapping the Mexicans.